My name's Javi Morales, 15 years old. Freshman. They call me Toro. And yeah, I earned that name. I'm stubborn, headstrong, and born right at the tail end of April, in full tourist season. My whole life, I've been told I charge at everything like a bull, and until recently, I thought that was a good thing. All I wanted was a spot on the varsity track team. Just one shot to prove I belonged. Every morning before class, I was out on the field doing laps. After school, I was at the gym stacking reps like my life depended on it because, in a way, it did. I wasn't exactly a straight-A student. In fact, I was riding the C train hard. So if college was in my future, it'd have to be through athletics and not just any sport. Track and field. My dad always said I ran like I had rockets in my shoes. My mom said I ran like something was chasing me. Neither of them knew the truth about what happened during tryouts. Honestly, they wouldn't believe it if I told them. You ever heard of the Ridgehorns? Probably not. That's our school team. Proud, loud, and way too serious for a campus with only 400 students. Our colors are rust red and gunmetal gray. Our mascot, an 8-foot-tall fiberglass minotaur named Brutus, towering over the bleachers like he owns the place. We call him Brew. More on him later. Coach wanted 30 runners this season. 26 were already on the roster. That meant only 4 of us would make it. Why the rush? Dad asked me one night over dinner. You've got 4 years to prove yourself. Because I don't want to wait 4 years to feel alive, I told him. And when you lose, he smirked, you eat all my tortilla chips and vanish into the couch. He wasn't wrong. Mom, on the other hand, she just said, if you want it, chase it. So I chased it. Then there was Coach Daniels, a wall of a man with a voice like gravel and no filter to speak of. On day 1 of tryouts, I made the mistake of telling him my nickname. Toro? He repeated, giving me a once-over. Nah, you're bullcrap. BC for short. Let's see if you live up to it. Give me 10 laps. Humiliating? Absolutely. But I swallowed it. That's what you do when you want something bad enough. Every day he barked BC, like it was my curse. And every time he did, I ran harder. Not because I liked it, but because the only way out of this town was to prove I was worth something. Coach didn't care that I was a freshman. Nobody did. Juniors, seniors, they were all starting from scratch too. Every year, every runner earned their place all over again. And if you took someone's spot, you made enemies. Only one other kid didn't look at me like I was stealing something from him. Zach Pierce, homeschooled, new to public school life, and running like he was trying to outrun death. He was the only one keeping me sharp. My goal wasn't just to survive, it was to beat him. BC, focus on your own damn drills. Coach barked at me more than once. But I was focused. Focused on leaving Zach in the dust. Focused on making Coach look at me with something other than disappointment. I didn't know it then, but the moment Coach called us to the bleachers on the final day, everything changed. He pointed to the top row. Look up. Standing above us, casting a shadow across the whole field, was Brutus, the fiberglass minotaur. 8 feet tall, human body, bull's head, rust-red shorts with RHS spray-painted across his thigh. I'd seen him before, sure, but never like this. Somehow he looked different, sharper, hungrier. Meet your drill sergeant, Coach said with a smirk. He's watching your final test. We laughed nervously, until Coach's face didn't change. I raised my hand. How'd you even get him up there? He climbed, Coach said flatly. Just like you're about to. Silence. Until Brutus says you're done, he added. You run the bleachers. Tag him at the top. Shout your count. No lying. Warm up. We didn't ask questions after that. The whistle blew. Our bodies moved. Down. Down. The grind began. Usually I'd fly up steps like a maniac. But now, I played it safe. 1 at a time. I wasn't about to wipe out trying to show off. After 5 laps, my thighs started to burn. But I still had gas. Then came a voice behind me. On your left. Zach flew past like a rocket. My pulse kicked into overdrive. I leaned forward. Drove my knees. Matched his rhythm. For once, I passed him. Felt good. Like crazy good. My brain started imagining dumb stuff. Asking those twins Chandra and Kendra to formal. Catching their attention. Flexing while pretending I wasn't. But I couldn't let my hormones hijack the mission. I had work to do. No sandbagging, slackers. Coach's voice cut the air like thunder. We kept running. Like machines. Each step louder than the last. Our shirts clung to us like we'd jumped in a pool. It wasn't a tryout anymore, it was war. Zach was still pushing hard. Faster than anyone. But I noticed something. He was wasting energy, burning out early. Rookie mistake. He didn't pace himself. I had a shot. And then Brutus started to change. First, I thought the heat was getting to me. I tagged Brutus, our towering fiberglass minotaur, for the 10th time, and something made me hesitate. The air around him shimmered, like heat waves rising off asphalt. My hand burned from the touch, but I told myself it was just the afternoon sun bouncing off his maroon-painted chest. That's all it was, right? Coach's voice cracked the sky. Tag him, you cowards. Don't make me call your moms. So I kept running, kept tagging, kept lying to myself. By the 11th set, Brutus was radiating. I mean, visibly steaming, like he was alive. Like something deep inside him had started to stir. My legs were jelly, but pride kept me going. That and Zach. The dude was relentless. Every time I slowed, he surged ahead like a machine. I hated it. No, I needed it. He was fuel for my fire. The more he passed me, the harder I pushed. I didn't want to just beat him. I wanted him to remember me. I wanted him to look back someday and say, yeah, Javi Morales smoked me. I never stood a chance. Coach shouted again. Let's go, Morales. Show me the bull. I wanted to, but I also wanted to breathe. I sat down for half a second, just 1 second, to wipe the sweat from my eyes and gather what little strength I had left. Coach spotted me. You quitting, BC? You tapping out? I groaned, stood, and limped back into the grind. Zach shot past me again. His shirt was soaked, but his face was blank. Not tired, just gone. Like there was no one home. Still, I ran. By set 12, I wasn't thinking about varsity. I wasn't thinking about scholarships or girls or coach's approval. I was chasing Zach down like a predator. All instinct, all rage. We ran like ghosts, each of us shedding more than just sweat. Then Brutus changed. At the top of the bleachers, I looked up, and the damn statue was glowing. Not a trick of the light. Not my overheating brain. Bright, fiery, red. His nostrils puffed steam. His jaw seemed to twitch. I heard something. Not a sound, but a pulse. A deep, throbbing pressure in the air. I froze. No, I whispered. No freaking way. Everyone else kept running, kept tagging him. Zach slapped the burning surface like nothing was wrong. But I saw it. I felt it. Brutus was waking up. It reminded me of this old movie my mom made us watch last fall. Metropolis. Black and white. Ancient. Weird. There's this machine in the film, a giant metal furnace where overworked people feed the gears until they collapse. At one point, the main character hallucinates it turning into a monster, a god of fire and sacrifice. A god named Moloch. Huge stone face, burning eyes, open mouth like a tunnel to hell. People marched into it willingly, like they'd been doing it forever, just like we were, touching Brutus, giving pieces of ourselves away with every lap. Was that what Coach meant by, until he says you're done? Brutus wasn't a statue. He was our Moloch, and we were the offering. Someone finally screamed. Zach. He collapsed halfway through his run, clutching his palm. It was raw, blistered, cooked from the heat of the last tag. I ran to him. Come on, man, I said. It's over. You don't have to prove anything. He looked up at me, eyes wide and distant. Sacrifice, he mumbled. Coach and Brutus. Demand it. My skin went cold. No vale la pena, I said quietly. It's not worth it. Down below, more runners gave up. Their faces were blank, drained, like the soul had been wrung out of them. We stumbled to the bottom like cattle heading back to the barn. Coach stood with his whistle between his teeth. arms crossed. "Why'd you stop?" he asked me. "Did I say you were done? Or did he?" I stared at him, and I said something I didn't plan. Something that rose up from somewhere deeper. "No, sir, we did." He didn't speak. Then Zach clapped, and slowly the rest of the guys joined in. Coach gave a slow, crooked smile. "You're a Toro after all, Morales. You earned it." We found out later that day Zach and I made JV. Coach still acted like nothing strange had happened, like we imagined the heat, the steam, the pain. But I went home that night, sat in my room, and looked up Moloch, an ancient god, feeds on children, demands sacrifices, consumes innocence to keep power running. Sound familiar? Brutus still stands at the top of the bleachers. And now I know the truth. The only way to make the team is to give up part of yourself. And the scary part? I do it all again, because it's Taurus season, and I'm still charging.